Hello, how are we all doing? How are we all doing? I hope we are well. This is your debrief for the Brentford game. And my God, we gave it a good go last night. We really gave it a good go. Really impressed with how that team plays last night. Showed a lot of maturity for their age. And showed where we're at, because we had to have some young put into that who played really well. And I mean, really bloody well. So I'm really impressed with it all. But I was very impressed with how we went about it. Now, it was interesting that we did have a debate halfway through the live stream about Ugbo. I'm going to get onto that later. But in and all, I hope everyone well sounds like you had a bad cough, Jake. A little bit. I'm a little bit better than I have been. No, none of me buttons work again. But anyway, how are we all doing? Mental health check-in, please, people. So mine is, I'm going to put mine at 6.7. Happy if the fan base have been at a loss. Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? It's very good. In Jake chat, young lad did very well against a strong team. A very strong Brentford team as well. Something we have to say that because they wanted it. And I had someone go in the chat going, why have Brentford put a really strong team out? It's like, it's probably the only trophy. Realistically, they got a chance of winning. Like, in a surprise turn event, the one that they could probably go for more. And that's no disrespect to Brentford at all, but it is that kind of thing. Bro, we got a chance to beat Watford, and then we get five. We got a chance, yeah. All right, and that. How you doing, mate? How you doing, Barry? How you doing, mate? Police? How you doing, Paul? Evening, Paul, by the way. Nice to see you. I know these are difficult to join and get into at times, so thank you for coming. I think we have got a chance. Their away record, Watford, is poor. It is really, really poor, and I'll be going on about that tomorrow when we do the press conference, and I will probably do that on Friday when I do the preview, because their away record isn't great, so we need to build on it. Mental health in 9, but only after years of building an iron mind. Hey, mate, that thing, you can build a good mind and get yourself in a good even kale. I like that. That shows a lot of credit to yourself, because that can be the hardest challenge, is to build that iron mind. So well done on that one, mate. Much appreciate your input, and I hope it continues. Views on a bio were class. The young lad played against the Prem side and never looked at play. Adebayo had some really good tackles as well. He made some really crucial interception when we needed it, and it was good to see. And I think with the news we got today about what's he called? Akin, I think some of them may have to step up a little bit. And the thing is, I don't know if anyone's seen the clip going around Twitter about Pato. I don't know if anyone's seen the clip of him, because basically what happened was, it was really funny. He was getting some hate from people, and he went, I am a fat fuck and I'm proud of it, and I bloody love Pato. I absolutely love it. I just love that idea going, yeah, I am a fat sod and I don't care. I'm proud of it and I'll keep it. And I just love that ability to take something and go, yeah, sod you. Can't be bothered. So I thought it was proper class from him just to go, yep, I am. Your point. Well done. Ian and John. Yeah, my friend, you can cultivate it and I appreciate it. Yeah, you can. I think you should go make sure you've got the right support network and people around you as well. Because sometimes it's people that cause you to have issues. Ian and John, how you doing, mate? How do you get on last night? Did you play last night or did you play tonight? I think him and Dom had to start tonight together. I think he will learn a lot from him in the defence. I think there's a call for that, but I think you've also got to remember, I think Bernard is your starting centre-back. Ideally, at the weekend, don't take this the wrong way. You want Bernard to get a yellow. Miss out the Norwich game and then he's fine for when it's the derby, because you're going to have that thinking over your mind that there's a possibility there. You can see, kind of seeing how Pato Manu, they probably not appreciated by all. I wonder if it's a impact selection. I think it is. I generally think there is a bit of an impact suggestion, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of what Pato's also said as well. He understands it. He gets what his position is, but also he's trying to put himself in and around it. And the thing is, I do feel that like there's part of me that really wants him to play more Pato, but Danny got to try and figure out how to fit him in. And last night he showed what he could do. Pato, mate, Pato got that quality of massively so. Pato might be getting some central defensive housing, maybe. We beat Fulham's under 21s in that stupid trophy 7-1. Jesus Christ. Good evening, Sharman. So how you doing? DC Pato versus the lawnmower on YouTube. Him shouting at a guy to hurry up because he was in. Oh yeah, I have seen that. It's funny. Pato, ever since we signed Pato, he's been one of my favourite players. Like, genuinely been one of my favourite players. Because he works hard. He massively works. He probably one of the hardest workers when he gets going. And that's something we don't see enough of. And I like that. I like that a lot. And the problem is that we don't see that enough from him. And when he plays the like little bit role. And he's someone who a lot of the youngsters can learn from in that ability to get going. Pato's a legend. He's a total vibe, man. He is definitely. Okay, having a work meeting. Have a good one, mate. I hope you do well. I'll never forget when we signed Pato in his interview. He said he would do the Fortnite dance. Yep, Ian Mike, how you doing, mate? He just got that ability to just be. You see him speak, and you immediately draw into his presence of going. He's awesome. I like him. He got a funny bit. He got that shithousery, which I absolutely love. Ian, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. I don't know how late we'll go tonight, just because I streamed last night. When I do stream tonight, I thought I try and not go too long on the debrief, but I still want people to get their days. I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm a little bit tired. I won't lie, I'm a little bit tired, but I've just been given some new medicine from the doctor, so I'm hoping another change of tablets. I hope it just doesn't send me for a loop, so I'm just going to take my time a little. Saw the end of Depending Your Game last night. Felt for the lad who missed both. Side took some great play. Palmer, when he missed it, he got some abuse online, but instead of showing the abuse, Palmer decided to show the good of Wentifan, going how many Wentifan method him, going, it's all right, it happens, not the end of the world. Take ball to step up and take a penalty. And I like that. I like that a lot, because at the end of the day, that I'd rather a player show the supporting messages than the dickheads of our fans. You know? And as soon as they missed it, they immediately, our way end started chanting, he's one of our own, he's one of our own, and clapped him. And that's the thing. That's what I like about our fan base. They were gutted we didn't go through, but they also sort of going, it is what it is, it's a pen. And there was one person on Twitter just going, he missed far too many of the penalties. I don't understand why we pick him. And it's like, yeah, you know what, sod off. Mate, every successful team with those characters that works hard never gives up. But like, so, yeah, they do. They do. They really do. And I think we need to make sure when we do lose a Pato, we got another one then ready to go. And that's the thing. And I like the fact that he winds people up. But I do like the fact that we really wind people up. I love that about Pato. Kind of glad it was someone like Palmer. Imagine if it was the youngsters. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point from my other half. She's right. You kind of happy it was one of the experienced ones, just because you know how some youngsters may take that afterwards, and no one really put a foot wrong last night. Like, generally, no one put foot wrong. Interesting comments after the match, though, regarding Ugbo, Gassama, and Masaba. And it's something we had a conversation in the middle of the stream about this. Me and Danny went back and forth with it, and some of you lot went back and forth with it. And they were saying how Ugbo got to turn up because he's not getting service and stuff like that. He was saying, even if you don't get service, good players make chances. And to the point, he's right. But here's the thing. Danny said last night after the game, Ugbo, Masaba, and Gassama were not getting closer to each other. And I was telling them to get closer. And that's interesting. It's like we were trying to play the front three with them having 3 attackers and then letting Johnson and co do your wing-back roles and Matt Lowe doing you running for your crosses. So it's like we were trying to get closer to the each other so they could build up. And that is something I've said in between all the time, that we'd always had that thing where we need to get closer. Valiant effort last night. That's all we can ask for. Dig deep. Yep. Imagine if he hasn't picked it more as a step forward, put the hands up and take one. I agree. Miss too many penalties. When do we ever get penalties to miss? Yep. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. We don't get any penalties. This was good practice for us. What a tournament, few months, mate, but we seem to be growing now. Yeah, and I think that's something Danny said. He said as a unit we're starting to look better. I think what we need to do now is get consistent. Our biggest problem, as of right now, we're not consistent enough yet. And there's a lot of teams in this league who are not consistent yet. And if you start getting that consistency, you can start climbing. One of the things that is really annoying is we need to... That's our quote of penalty for the season now. I like that. Probably is, though, you know. I think for me, we need to start seeing that consistency happen. And the thing is, once this international break gone after the Sheffield United game, then we can see it moving forward a lot more. Because you're not going to have that mini break in between. You can have it week in, week out. Maybe a game Tuesday, Saturday, then a Saturday, then a Saturday, then a Tuesday, Saturday again. Maybe that's going to help us a little bit with being able to do more. With this next international break, Danny got to utilize it as his last big chance to do a lot of training work with them, where he got a lot of focus with them, with the ones he got. So it's going to be interesting. That's why I said it would be more of a 4-3-2-1 because Gassama and Masaba play behind Ugbo, then alongside a 3-4-2-1. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think they were trying to do that, but both of them do have a tendency to drift out wide. When you look at their goal, it was a fantastic save initially by Pierce Charles, and it was just unlucky by the young lad, Gabriel, where he was, because I think if he's not in that position, it doesn't bounce off him. It's not a goal. You manage to get someone to be able to get in and clear it. But that was the roll of the dice we got. The roll of the dice we got, it was a good save, and Pierce Charles pulled off some fantastic saves. There was a really good diving effort in the first half that he just put around the corner, which was lovely. And he got so much confidence with his feet. It's really positive for what we're going to do next season. Because I still look for an experienced goalkeeper, but I'd be saying you're going to be our experienced backup keeper. You're going to be on the bench. I generally think Pierce Charles is our number one next season, without a shadow of a doubt. He's already playing number one for Northern Ireland. I reckon he's our number one next season. That is something I genuinely do believe, because he played so well last night. He needs a run of consistent games. Probably in January, go out on loan for a season. I think that'd be good. And it'd be good to see how we can get him being better and get him more games. He definitely deserves to be our number one. Apart from the height, he's the perfect for what we need. Pierce Charles' reputation is growing every game. Serious talent, I agree. Keeper Harmon is happy to be number 2 for another year. Probably would be, actually, you know what? I reckon Danny should get Waddle in to show Masaba and Gassard to give an end product at the end of the running. That's not a bad shout. Gassama's goal was something else as well. Gassama saw the roll out collection it before the Brentford player and then backed off and encouraged him to shoot. Yep. Good evening, mate. Second half, massive improvement. Credit to the lad. It was a good improvement in the first half. I don't think the first half was that bad. I'll be honest with you. I don't think the first half was that bad. I think we just struggled to get hold of it a little bit. And what one of my issues is, and it's not an issue as such, it's more of a annoyance for me, is that the fact that it takes until about half time and Danny having to roller come to get them going. And that's the thing. And I think that needs to come out a little bit more from the first half. Maybe say what you say at the second half at the before the game and go, this is where I want you to start from, and then go, because that breeds a better culture. 25 people in, 13 likes. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. Charles should be our number one in the future. Turner Pressman were under 6 foot. They were indeed. Unlucky with the goal it was. Had Danny told all players to have a long-distance shot competition this season? I don't know, but it seems like they're all taking the be a hero line. It does feel like they're taking the be a hero line. It does feel like that October-November period where Adam Reach was having a goal of the season competition on his own. And it just feels like he's doing that again. But I'm really proud of how they did it. Egregiate, he's immense. In fact, all the kids were immense. The cut run. Fuser Ogba handles everything from him. I agree. Ian, I thought he was good in the first half. Have we not been offside for the first 5 minutes, we could have been 1-0 up. Yep, I agree. Hope so. Proud. I want to see old players and new players playing week in, week out. I agree. And I think that's the thing. It gave... Pato said at the end of the game that it given the gaffer some headaches a little bit, and I'm hoping mine are giving us some headaches as well. Ian and Martin, hey Jake, hope your family and health are good. Not been live stream for a while. Could you give my son George a shout out and say, oh, hey George, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. He loves your content as I do, bro. Great info, boy. Thank you, Martin. Much appreciated. Hey, George. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good or had a good half-term holiday and just have fun. And you know what? It's good to be a Wednesday fan at the minute, so keep it up. I'm not going to lie. We're gutted to lose on penalty. That's the lottery with pens. Oh, well, we focus on the leave now. We do. Hey, Alex. How you doing, mate? We got to start playing well. We got to start playing well, and we are doing. I just don't want to see this constant second half performance. We need to try and string 2 halves together. Like, if we can get good results versus Watford and Norwich, and right now, I'm saying it now, I'd take a draw against the Pigs just to have it. I know everyone else be like, oh, I want to win though. I want to win. Take a draw. I'm quite happy with that. This is the thing you're going to have to see, because I genuinely think you're starting to see Windass start to get a little bit more braver with things as well. Smith had an excellent game. And the thing is, when he took Ugbo off, it was slightly annoying because Ugbo was really starting to get into his stride a little bit. We were starting to see that confidence from him that we've seen from him last season, where he would take a touch and run on. And he needs to do more of that. He needs to trust his ability to go, if I just flick this onto myself, I can get onto it. So I'd like to see it a lot more. Netfreak game, do you reckon we'll show where we're at? I don't think it's a case of showing where we're at as such. I think it's just a case of plodding along. I think this whole thing of saying where we are and where we should be, I don't think it's the right thing. I think we went to this season. It's a transformation and it's a rebuild season. When you do a rebuild transformation season, you have to take every game with a pinch of salt, because it's not always going to click straight away. If you look at where we are on the table now, a couple of wins when we get forward, the thing is, if we get a couple of wins now, we're closer to playoffs. And no one should go, oh, we're going to get playoffs. No, let's just take it game by game. Each time they're changing. Look at it with Femerwo. We're going to have to now change again because we lost Akin, who've been really crucial to this season. So we're going to have to find a way of making that work. And it's going to be how he manages stuff. Like, because we're going to have a couple of people in and out of that injury bit. We were good. Watford are going to be every bit as hard as last season. When they click, they're very good. I agree. I love Ugbo. I do too, mate. Why has my mouth just died? I agree. Yep. I think I'm in the flash zone at the lane, I'm afraid. If you know, you know. Oh, God. Wear a raincoat, Brian. Wear a raincoat. Wear a raincoat or get an umbrella that can bounce it back up. Happy with the season so far, to be honest. To be fair, so am I. I think there's just been little games where we just needed to consolidate a game a little bit more, and we just haven't yet. And that'll come. That will come. And the thing is, early days. It's very, very early days. And the thing is, early days can push on. We can push on a little bit better. Sometimes fans get carried away with it, game go by, good result, good and bad mood change. Yeah, I agree. We lost both Akin and Icky. Icky been out for a while. Icky been out since he'd been out since the end of September. He'd been out for a while. September, beginning of October. So we have lost him. We've lost Icky, we've lost Akin, and we've lost Kabachi. Kabachi's out injured as well. He's out for a couple of weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. If it's 8 weeks, the long one is out till the 14th of December. So we got 3 kind of biggish injuries there. The fact that also last night we managed to give Charles and Bannon a ref was good. Now here's the thing. I don't think Ingolson did too bad last night, but I would have liked to see him be a bit more imposing on the game. But when he did have the ball, he did well. And I would like to see him possibly go as a low position, cut inside. Because I'll be honest with you, I think Jamal Lowe is now your cut inside player off the left. I think it can be between Masaba and Jamal Lowe to get that position now. And right now, for me, Jamal Lowe is the person to be with it. I personally think. Am I the only one who wants another cut run in the FA Cup? I do. I wouldn't mind it. Make Bannon look going worldy, then be just that's up. I agree. No, I do too. I would like a cut run. It's good money. We made 22,000 out of the Carabao Cup games. So it's decent. Matt Lowe had one of the better games. He did. It'll be interesting to see if he did it at the lane. I would be very, very interested to see if he did it at the lane and how he'd handle that. He's not one for changing clubs and stuff, so it's something he's done before. Derby, Nottingham Forest, so it'll be interesting. Benjamin Williams and Sam Parkin both said we'll beat Watford, and Watford are trash on the road. I hope so. I'm just going to take it what it is. The thing is, with Watford, they got a crap away record, but it's the kind of game they might turn up, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to be. Massive praise for Palmer stepping up to take pen. I'm surprised Pato didn't take one. Pato probably would have been next, mate. It depends how down the line the penalty takers he was. But Pato did put his name forward for pens. It just depends what order they put him in. Chancery would sneeze on 22. Yep. He just needs more game time to boost his confidence and fun to get off his back. When he shoots Ingolson, let him have shots, even if it's high and wide. Yeah, I think Ingolson's got some unfair stick when he played. I think he's done well. I don't think he's had too much of a bad game yet. And I think he's getting used to how physical it is. It's interesting. Oh, yeah. It's massive. It's like when people say, oh, you missed this penalty. I'm like, well, you step up and take one in front of fans then. You go step up. Like people who do like the charity ones. Dapper and around the grounds will tell you when they taken ones in like charity games, you feel sick. You literally feel sick, and it's a charity game. It's a fun game. You feel a bit sick taking a penalty because it's that like, oh, what happens? And it's like there's a big stigma if you miss a penalty, and I don't think there should be. I think missing a penalty is probably good for building your character. Like look at Saka. Saka's a prime example of a young lad who missed a penalty, got lots of abuse, and then he used that abuse to get better. He used that abuse to tell people where to shove it. And I think there's a big thing in a mental thing. You can take that negativity and tell them to get, I'll be blunt, get fucked. It happens. It's my job. It's like if someone drops a pile of papers on the floor at work and you're in an office. You're not going to send him loads of messages going, "Oh, what you done there, you idiot? You dropped all those papers." It's like it's a different level of thought. I know thought and normal jobs are different, but there's sometimes a bit of a caveat of merging the two together. And at the end of the day, they get paid to play football, which is a privilege, and a lot say that. And I agree with them, but we would see it. Waddle missed a few crucial pens. Exactly. I think the thing is, the generation now are in that crap generation where social media is around and everyone's got to say. I got to say, I'm doing a video podcast on it. But the thing is, I like to think that I'm quite okay when I criticize and don't go over the top. I like to think I'm fair and balanced with it and think of it from both sides. So he missed the penalty. So what? We had a good game. We took a Premier League team to penalties. An established Premier League team at that. It's not a Premier League team that's just gone up. So you're thinking, oh, we'll see what happens. No, they've been a Prem team for a while. Thomas Frank had got that team purring and doing well. And it was interesting that before in their press conference at Brentford, he said that Danny Rule went and visited Brentford a couple of years ago when he was German assistant. So it's interesting. 28 people watching, 16 likes up, people, much appreciate it. We all have to check ourselves before texting. I agree. I think before you post anything. I think before you post anything online, I think you've just got to be careful how you word it, how it says, how it comes across. Because a joke on text cannot look like a joke on text. It can look like an attack. Like, I'm really disappointed with some of our fan base last night that were taking the piss out of a Brentford fan last night. She was in the crowd. She had a Rubik's Cube. She was doing a Rubik's Cube. And she said, I saw the post from her. She said, I do that. It helped with my anxiety. And she was wearing headphones. And a lot of people who have got like anxiety or autism, they'll use that as a way of coping and calming down. So for them, that might have been them having I think it's called thin moment where they need something to do and something to do with their hands. So her doing a Rubik's Cube was her way of regulating that and not feeling as anxious. If that's how you're going to like look after yourself to do it, you go ahead. Generally, go ahead. If that had been Premiership game last night, it's a crucial away point. I agree. Brentford and Brighton are teams who should look up on to try and bite it. I think so. 100%. 100% they should be. Brentford have beaten Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and a half decent side. Yep. If there were shite pens, I'd be a bit miffed. But lads all played better, and even I could see who the feck am I to criticise. I agree. What are your expectations for this season? I'm just hoping I want mid-table. Give me mid-table. Give me a mid-table like a Bristol City, like a Preston, a boring mid-table. I'll be happy with that. A mid-table would do me to the ground because it would be progress. It would be building on last season. It would be going a bit further. So it means we stabled a little bit more. Then you stable again. It's like Thomas Frank said, I don't know where they want to be, but it took us 6 years to get out the championship to the Prem. And we had to get stable beforehand. So we had a couple of mid-table finishes. For me, I just want mid-table. I hate seeing negative fans expecting more. I agree. Singing is fine, leave us at be. Exactly. That's the one. And that's the thing that gets me. It does me head in. I managed to probably the grind filming a new video. Yeah. People are pretty mate. It's just unfortunate they are the loud one who no need for it. I agree. I can't just see you in on the dark side. On the dark night. But yeah, I think it's that thing. I know plenty of people who've got autism who go to football games and they go with air defenders on. because they don't like the sound. They go with like loop stuff. They're called loops and they go in. So it's interesting. It's like an article I read. We don't want to get there too quick and become the whipping boy. Yeah, I agree. That is 100%. We need to build first. We need to build in the championship and then find an identity and get an identity. Get an identity and get a stability, and then you move. Because you can build a championship squad with little Premier League stars if need be. Or you can have it where it's a championship squad, but they are top quality championship who are going to go on and make very good Prem players. It's the way you do it. It is the way you do it. And that's the thing. It's going to be really interesting to see how Danny does it. And it's like, you're looking at transfer window now. You're definitely looking at a playmaker and you're definitely looking at a defender. Maybe a striker. Now, we'll see on that because at the end of the day, it all depends who steps up. One of the things Danny said, and it was really crucial, he wants people to step up. Well, Gassama did it in that game. Smith did it the last game. Now we've got to see him being consistent. Now we've got to see that being a consistent thing and not being scared to take a shot. I still got annoyed with Masaba a little bit last night. He did do a little bit too much. He just needs to pick his head up. Once he beat his first man, look up. Just look up. Have a look. See if there's someone in the box. And then you might be able to get that cross in. At the minute, he's beating 2 or 3 men and then going to look up. It's not quite there yet. So it'll be interesting. That's what Ipswich have done. They might have gone... They might go down, but they have an amazing championship squad to fight promotion with. I agree. Completely. For me, Carthay was too quick. Really good squad, but ran before we were walking. It failed. I think back then it was a case of trying to get up before all the financial play stuff started to happen. Because you look at Villa got up just when it was about to hit the fan. It's interesting. I love the interview that Frank did after the game where he said there was a point in the second half where I said, what do I do here? It's not working for an elite boss to say that beat wonders about Danny. It really does. It really does. It says how lucky we are to have Danny and how much of a good job he's doing. And credit where credit's due, one thing like that. Because that shows you where we're at. It really shows you where we're at. It shows you where Danny's at, more importantly. And I think everyone always has this whole thing. It's a big risk taking a manager with no experience. Yeah, he had no managerial experience, but he had assistant manager experience. I think you see more and more clubs go down the route of going after like an assistant manager and giving them a chance. What they got to lose. I like that. Next Dave would have be a good core young player to force or just an average age down and grow together over 4 and 5 years. Thomas Frank, I've always loved the way he A, protects the players, B, speak to the media, and he's honest. He's very, very honest. And I like Brentford as a club as well. I think they've done actually really well considering they lost the goal threat in Ivan Toney. But they've also turned around and gone, hey, let's go for it. Checking out, they got to put my 3-year-old to bed who chat Wednesday when he sees your post. Oh, bless him. Thanks for the content again, Easy. No worries, mate. Enjoy your rest of your evening, mate, and I hope the little one goes down okay. Hope they have a good one. Night, George. See you later, mate. Bless him. The high intents will put on a promo to show the massive commitment to the thing. This is the thing. These are the things we have to remember when it's not going right. This is what this squad has done, right? This is what this squad has done. I'd take Frank if Danny moved on, but I think he's done wonders with Brentford. He's destined to be the thing is, I can really see Frank going to someone like Spurs. But I don't want that because I think Andrew Coglu is doing an okay job there and I think he needs time to build it. But yeah, I agree. Said it for a while, clubs like Brentford, Brighton is what we should have bought it. Yeah. Brentford, Brighton. There's another one. There's another one in the Prem. Bournemouth. Bournemouth. All those kind of teams are teams where you want to look at being like, because they've managed to make it work. They've managed to make it work. And teams like Brighton and Brentford are teams who, for a couple of seasons, were close to not having a team. Like, you look at the table right now, Brentford are 9th. Brighton are 6th. Villa are 4th. Like, you look where Bournemouth are 11th. They're higher than Man United. They're higher than Leicester. They're higher than Everton, West Ham, Newcastle. There are some really good teams. You look at Forest. Forest are currently in 7th place. These teams like Forest, Brighton, Villa, Brentford, Bournemouth, these are the teams you want to be looking at. Ipswich, if they can start getting a run going. This is what you need to see. We would have as that fan base then, Brighton, etc., kick on even more, bro. I agree. But I actually sent Chancellor a link to an article explaining the model of Brentford and Brighton use. He replied that he couldn't open the link. You know when someone said they can't open the link, you copy and paste it in paragraphs until you reach your limit on your thing. You copy and paste it. I've done that a couple of times where I was like copy and pasted stuff. The model of Brentford and Brighton always works, especially Brighton. Look at how much money Brighton have made in sales alone. Hang on, let's have a look. Brighton have... Let's have a look. How much profit? So Brighton have made 122.8 million in profit. It's a Premier League record profit of 122.8 million when they reached Europe for the first time in 6 under former coach Roberto De Zerbi. 122.8 million they made profit. Wow. West Brom have a good run in the Premier League years ago. I think they had at least 60. They did. I can see Thomas Frank at Arsenal to further the rumour that if Arteta doesn't get anything this season, he's gone. Arsenal makes sense. Arsenal makes sense. The only thing I got with Arsenal is if some of the players go, who are you? You've only done Brentford. I think that loyalty is the key to longevity and trying to maintain the business model. I agree. Shine markets for sold in 400. Yeah, exactly. McAllister, they paid 7 million for him, made 48 million. Trossard, they paid 15 million and made an 11 million profit. Cucurella, 15.4 million, 47.6 million. They know how to find players and they know how to scout. They know how to do it. Like, the revenue for the 2022-2023 season was 204.5 million, a 17% increase. They made 122.8 million in profit. They made the first repayment to their owner, reducing the balance of the interest-free loan to 373 million. They made 11 to 25 million in broadcasting. So yeah, it's interesting. You're smarter than me, Jake. Good old LinkedIn DMs, a great way for me to both Chancellor and Danny. They're very patient with me. I've DM'd Danny a couple of times and just said well done and gone like have a good summer. When we stayed up, I DM'd him just to have a good summer, relax. Question: I have always liked Patterson as a player, and I'm always surprised when everyone says he does not suit the style. Look at his work rate and passion, amazing, and what we needed. Should he? I think he should play more. Yes, I think Pato's a very good impact player. And I think that's why he's on the bench a lot at the minute, because we don't have many impact players. I think he should play more. The issue is, where are you putting him if you're playing him? Because you're either putting him in a Gassama or Jamalo position. You're either putting him up top with Smith, so having Smith and Pato work together. It's where you play him. I think he should play more. And I'm going to be absolutely gutted when he goes, because it's going to feel very much like when we lost Atty Newhugh. I think it's going to feel very similar to when we lost Newhugh, trying to replace that kind of player. I think he should play more, but I think for Pato, it's just where do you play him? Because last night he had a free role where he could play everywhere. And I think he suits that. I think so, David, especially when we need some niggles off the bench. I think Pato's really good if you need someone to step up and just wind someone up. Have to be at least 2 defenders in January, 1 mid and 1 more striker. That's a lot of money, though, DJ. All depends on where we are in the league, remember. Where we are in the league will dictate what we get in. And if we're around mid-table, it's a lot easier to get players in. You got to remember, last season, we were nowhere near that, and we struggled to get players in because a lot of players didn't want to come and have a... they didn't want to come in and have a relegation because they were all thinking that they're going to get a relegation on the CV. None of them took the risk of going, hey, he might do something here. Beadle, Ugbo, Pervader all took risks and it paid off. The wonderful thing about Pato, okay, plus we only got 3 bases. Yeah, that's true. We have got only got 3 bases left. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings in. I think there'll be a permanent in there somewhere, but you rarely sign permanent players in Jan. It's always around. You might have a loan to buy where you loan them for 6 months and then you might buy them at the end of it. That might be something we do. But we'll see. It can be interesting. Right, guys, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my evening. I'm going to go watch a video on YouTube. I got really into watching Tom Syndicate vlogs. I have done for the last 2-3 years, and he always goes live at 7, so I wait. And me and my missus watch it, so we enjoy it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching tonight. There'll be a roundup on Friday night. Next week is Norwich watch along, and it's also going to be a debrief on Wednesday night. So it'll be 2. No, well, it'll be 3 lives in a row. So it'll be debrief Monday, watch along Tuesday, Wednesday debrief. So we've got it all done. But thank you everyone for watching. I will see you in the next one, and just enjoy yourself. Go get warm. Go get a nice drink if you can able to have one, and just chill out with friends and family. Much appreciate you all. And much love to you all, and let's see what happens next. See you on Friday for the next live stream, and you know there's going to be a video tomorrow. I don't really have I don't stop, do I? Up the Isles, Norwegian Owl, definitely. But much appreciated, mate. Thank you.